Welcome to the Engagement Fit Drive podcast. We're so happy to have you join us. And together with Tracy, Andrew, and Claire, let's make bringing your drives to life practical and fun. In our Drives in Action episodes, we'll share stories of drives at play in everyday scenarios, so you can relate and gain deeper understanding of your drives. In our Driving Impact episodes, we'll sit down with incredible guests who are using the Drive framework and tools to create meaningful impact, both professionally and personally. Whether you're here to better understand yourself, your team, or simply curious about living a thriving and inspired life, you're in the right place. So let's dive in.
Welcome back to the Drive podcast and to our final episode of the year. What a journey it's been. Over the past months, we've explored the drives in depth through conversations, insights, and moments of honesty where people shared not just what they do, but why they do it. We've unpacked how each drive shapes communication, shows up in action, and influences the way we lead, connect, and create movement. This episode is a moment to pause, to look back on the highlights, to notice what shifted in us, in our teams, and in how we understand energy at work. We discovered that drives aren't just inner traits, they define the rhythm of every conversation. The articulator needs to express and be heard. The contemplator needs space to think before speaking. The captain brings clarity through direction, while the caretaker connects through empathy. So as we close the year, let's each share what the journey has meant to us.
That's where the penny dropped for so many of us. Communication isn't just about words, it's about energy exchange. When we mismanage our drives, we talk past each other. When we manage them well, we create space for understanding. As we grow in understanding in our drives, we gain confidence in how we naturally show up and contribute. We realize that comparison is meaningless. Each of us is uniquely equipped to add value in our own way. The only real barrier to living our drives with purpose is our unwillingness to take responsibility, learn, and grow. Interpersonal conflict often arises when we assume that others think, relate, or get things done the same as we do. By practicing active listening and recognizing that each of us interprets life through our own unique drive filters, we begin to see that our perspectives and those of others are naturally different. When we accept that success depends on interdependence and learn to reflect on and value other viewpoints, we develop the essential life skills needed to navigate and overcome our challenges. That's the first big takeaway from the year. Understanding drive change how we listen, not just how we speak.
That was beautiful, Andrew. In the middle of the year, we moved from theory into action, hearing stories of real people, real drives, and real challenges. And especially for me, I had a lot of growth around this year, meeting individuals and really being able to sit down with them and unpack what drive meant to them, how it had influenced their lives, how it influences their lives still. And I think the beauty for me was, even though I'm a dominant caretaker and I do see people as individuals and the uniqueness of people, being able to sit with someone and for them to see and realize how unique they are, I think for me that was profound. And the confidence that they have and the understanding of self that comes from doing your drive assessment and really knowing who you are. There's a deep pride in who you are, and for people to realize that, own their drives, and move into a place where they can master who they are and become the best version of themselves. And the other thing that struck me was that drive creates a collective or shared language where it supersedes culture, r- beliefs, anything like that. People can come together and connect because we understand each other. And from connection, we move into collaboration and engagement. So I really had a lot of fun. And next year, there's going to be more interviews lined up. So it's going to be a banger of a 2026. But this year, we met Anne, a dominant fixer who turned her energy towards restoring furniture instead of fixing people. We heard from Charisse, who found the language, confidence, and clarity to lead from her strengths and watched her team transform through mutual understanding. And Claire shared how the Drive framework reshaped not only her leadership, but her relationships. And that's what made these conversations so rich. Each drive came alive, not in job titles, but in contribution. We began to see that energy isn't static. It moves through people, through moments, through the rhythm of work. Yes, and the magic happens when the right drive meets the right moment. Each story reminded us of something from Gavin Lunt's book that he published this year entitled There Is a Reason You Are Here. Our drives aren't random, they're clues to purpose. Those moments gave us perspective. Drive isn't just a work framework, it's a language for life. It helps us see where we bring energy, where we get drained, and where we come alive. And one of our most powerful lessons came from Dries Lombard's book that was also published this year. Drive has been really, really, really busy this year. We have done and achieved a lot. Dries's book is entitled Burn the Org Chart. The idea that leadership isn't about position, it's about rhythm. You may find that strange to hear if you are not a fae with Drive or don't know much about it, and this could be the very first podcast you're listening to. But trust me, when you learn about Drive, you will move with this rhythm, move into this rhythm where people, and Dries actually uses this lovely analogy in his book. If you think about a flock of birds that in flight, they automatically shift, they change, they move direction, and they all do it together. And that's what we want to create, this rhythm where everybody just does, and it becomes a beautiful thing to watch. When people stop waiting for permission and start moving with awareness, the whole system begins to flow again.
And Trace, just to add to those two books that Gavin Lund and Dries Lombard have written this year, you're here for a reason, which aligns with the Engagement Fit Drive assessment and understanding who you are, and Burn the Org Chart, which has a new look at leadership and how company culture is formed, and both extremely valuable contributions and helps us all to evolve in our understanding of drive and how organizations learn to thrive when we can operate in rhythm.
We learned that org charts lose energy when they trade rhythm for routine. But when people contribute through their drives, work feels alive again. It doesn't feel like you're going against the grain. A reflection quote from the book by Dries Lombard, Burn the Org Chart, says, "We don't need more clarity. We need movement." That's the second big theme of this year is movement. Every conversation reminded us that contribution energy is what keeps teams alive.
Exactly. And as we wrap up this year, let's pause for reflection. Think back. When did you feel most energized? What were you doing? Who were you with? And when you feel drained, those moments are clues. They show us where to place our contribution. One of the most powerful lines from There Is a Reason You Are Here says purpose isn't something you find, it's something you live, one aligned choice at a time. As you head into next year, remember, your drives are your compass. Follow where your energy flows, and you'll find both impact and meaning.
Thank you for walking this drive journey with us through the year. For every reflection, every story, every conversation that reminded us we are more than our roles. As we look ahead, we'll move from awareness to application, exploring practical ways to master our drives. We'll hear from guests on what that looks like for them and keep discovering how to bring rhythm, energy, and purpose into every moment of work and life. Until then, stay aware, stay connected, and keep moving with your drive.
Thanks for joining us on this exciting journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. We hope you found inspiration, practical takeaways, and maybe a deeper understanding of how drives work in action. If you want to discover your drives, head over to engagementfit.com and take the drive assessment. If you loved this episode, remember to hit the subscribe button. We'd also love to hear your thoughts, so leave us a review or share this episode with someone who's ready to unlock their drives and thrive. Until next time, keep driving towards a life of meaningful impact.